Don't you find it strange how everything used to be better in the past? No matter what was in the past, it's as if it's impossible to appreciate the present nearly as much as it is possible to appreciate the past, even the bad times of it. I just keep thinking about the older times, like when I was 16 or something like that, and you know, I would eat pastry and watch Louis C.K. or whatever, and I'd be only 16. And I was already pretty miserable when I was 16. Going from school to school, delinquent, depressed. But when I think back, I just think, man, that was so much better. And it goes all the way. Even if I think back a fucking year, I get the same result. Man, I say, last year was better than this year. Even if it wasn't, I'm ready to believe it. There's something about the past that the present doesn't bring. The present seems to just disappoint over and over again, no matter what happens. I don't know what to say. You ever feel like you have like 1,000 things to say and then you say nothing? Looking at a tree, there's something on the tree. Oh well. I've been thinking about the difference between paranoia and anxiety. Because I've thought that I was paranoid, but it's really just anxiety. It's not really paranoia in the way a schizophrenic would have it. But, but I might be bipolar. Bipolar. I do not know if I am, but it makes sense. You know what? I don't know. I don't know. I'm writing right now. Write. Write. I'm writing a philosophy thesis, which is at the same time my autobiography. And there are some pretty shitty details, so I don't know if my vision, my headcanon was that, I'd write it, die, kill myself or whatever. Yeah, well, kill myself, and then I would be posthumously famous. That really sucks though, because you don't get to enjoy it. I want to be there for it. If they dig out my corpse and they say, wow, this guy really did it. I want to be there to see it, but yeah, I I don't think I want to face it. Face the consequences of my past. Confessing everything I've done in my life. It's pretty tough. Tough. So maybe I just keep it to myself. But I felt that it was unfair to keep it to yourself. Like, who are you lying to? Just say it. You know. Who are you lying to? Isn't it better to just be honest in the world and say everything you mean and mean everything you say? Yeah. But society is not good for it. Society is too dumb to make a coherent decision on anything. Too stupid to make a coherent decision on anything. They're not worthy. They're not worthy of a man's truth. Because they couldn't tell truth. If it punched them in the face, they don't want to deal with truth. I figured that out. Every interaction with people proves it. They're constantly dishonest. Even amongst family, they make up stories about, you know, where you got the money for that, where you got the money for this. You know, just making up lies about what property you own, what kind of property you own, and you know, just all kinds of bullshit, feeding each other bullshit. You know, and even when you talk to other people, it's just pure bullshit. That they don't wanna get deep into anything. Yeah. It's all about appearances. There's no honesty. Just a big pile of crap. Or if there is honesty, it's just not very interesting. Lots of people's truths are not very interesting. They don't really say anything. All you can just use them as data points and put them in your stories if you're a writer. Talk about them. But you hear the same old story, the same old mistakes. Yeah, he's 50, whatever, he divorced, had his kids taken away, blah, 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 blah. It's the same crap over and over again. And the smart people realize it's the same crap over and over again. So they talk about it as if it hadn't already been said 1,000 times over. But they have to keep reasserting it because nobody cares and nobody listens. And they have to be fed constantly the truth because they won't keep it in their heads. Right? I mean, how much true information did you once know that you no longer know? Right? I sometimes forget what the fuck I said in my own videos 4 months ago. I listened to it and I learned from it. It's like, what the fuck? I shouldn't be happening. Shouldn't be learning from my own fucking video. And yet, there you go. But what I hate the most about all these lessons that you have to learn in life is that they always come too late. You know, oh, I've learned not to do that now. It took me until I was 23, 22, 23 to really mature as a person. And I'm still pretty immature. I'm only mature in some sense, in the way I'm able to use my brain for logic and thinking, to do the correct things and not do the incorrect things. It took me until I was 23 to figure out that what I should do and how I should do it. And I'm convinced I have it down to a T. But that's all I can do. I'm not talking about buying into this or that. I'm just talking about how to use your brain in the world and what your message and goal in life are, and how to bring them about, how to minimize the pain that you inflict on other people, and to be useful. Man, that took me a long time to figure out. But that's the thing. I'm haunted by devils. Devils from Chainsaw Man. I'm not gonna say demons because it's sounds too pathetic, too cliche. But I've come to believe that whatever is in your soul or your psyche or personality, it's impossible to determine what you really are without the mass of society, the dearth of your environment. It is never possible to know what you would have been like in a different wormhole, popping out of a different time and a place, to be a different you under different circumstances. That alternative scenario is never available to you. So the environment is always infinitely greater than what you would be otherwise, because there are virtually an infinite number of alternative possibilities, things that could have gone north that actually went south, and so on and so forth. Even little things like if your mother gave you you know a pacifier or a toy truck, or whether she didn't, or whether she beat you or not, and how she beat you and how much. Endless contingencies. These are contingent things. So you never really figure out what you really are underneath all that rubble. It's impossible. You never really know what you are. You're just a toy, a toy truck being pushed by the child of life. Yeah, a toy truck. So the more I think about it, the more it pisses me off. The persecution of neurodivergent people continues to this day. I've come to think, because the thing will die. The thing will die. My phone will die. Okay, whatever. Who cares? In the sense that neurodivergent people who don't conform to society's wishes and norms will always be persecuted, despite all the virtue signaling bullshit, despite all that, all talk, all talk, no action. We care about the divergent. Oh yeah, show it. All I get is money that's good for a week, and free healthcare, which is in a country where the healthcare is not very expensive and it sucks pretty bad. Other than that, I got nothing. You're entitled to. Maybe you can go to therapy or something, but yeah, you're never going to be entitled to the. We understand. It's okay. We understand. And you're never going to hear an apology for all the ways they've screwed you up and screwed you over the years in the school system, by the medical professionals, by the teachers and the parents and everyone around you who should have fostered you better but didn't. And all these things came together and made a catastrophe. In my case, a couple of catastrophes in the series of pains and sufferings. And you can only wonder how it would have turned out if I hadn't been bullied. If I, basically got bullied verbally and physically. With my so-called friend, we beat the shit out of each other, kick each other, punch each other. And when I dropped his phone, I knew I was in for a punch in the face. Being ostracized by your entire class, being bullied constantly, physically, mentally. Yeah. All the, not being labeled correctly as neurodivergent when I should have been just treated as a shy child. All these goddamn fucking labels. Well, he's a shy, helpful, intelligent child, or whatever the words are. I was not called smart. I was called, curious. And all the, I was the, a teacher had told us to say if you like going to school, and I was the only one who said no. And it concerned the teacher. But it was okay because, he's just a shy child. They had no word for me at the time. No counseling, no nothing. Just apply the terms, then let it rot. I don't blame my parents, but goddamn, they should have done a better job. They all should have done a better job. I should have done a better job, but they all should have done a better job. Just fucked my brain in all kinds of ways. Too much liberal parenting, just too much, a mix of liberal and conservative parenting. Cuddle him too much, but also whack him over the head every now and then. And, but give him what he wants. So I was fat and already hooked on porn when I was like 10, 9 or 10. Huh. In school, don't stop the bullying. Even when I complained, they wouldn't stop it. Other people complained, they wouldn't stop it. You know, I saw people get beat down, and the perpetrator still didn't get kicked out. Nobody cared. When somebody, broke a fucking mouse in the PC room, I was immediately called up with my friend to the principal's office. That's stupid. Yeah. They just settle it by calling you names, giving you a pat on the back or a kick to the face. They have no real solutions. Don't have anything real. All they have is bullshit. Bullshit your way through life. End up in the ambulance. Just work hard so you can work hard. So you can win a medal to show it your retarded parents. So they can show it to the other parents and make them jealous. And run the economy, which is just a bunch of bullshit. Needs. Artificially created needs. No point in any of it. Work so you can, work some more so other people can work some more so they can recreate the same bullshit over and over again. And those who get left behind, kicked to the curb, punched to the face, raped and molested and killed and, abused in other ways. Fuck them, they're the compost. They're the fuel that runs society's waste. I'm so angry about all this. But nobody really cares. Also, my phone's gonna die, so I basically have to get the fuck out of here. Yeah. And if you're watching this, then fuck you. What the fuck are you doing? Get a job. I don't have a job. I'm a tramp. I'm just lying here. Lying here. Not having a job. I make some money, don't worry about it. I'm a parasite right now. I'm trying. But it's a difficult and slow process of trying. And the ocean goes in and out. In and out. Under the direction of a senseless moon. Bukowski. Oh yeah. I would continue, but continuing would be absurd. Maybe I just do it until it dies anyway. I only have 12 minutes of storage left. But I've said my piece many times. But you have to keep reasserting it because it doesn't stick. Keep reasserting it. And maybe one day it will stick somehow. But for me, only the bad habits stick. Isn't that fucked up? How life works, Like everybody said this before, but veggies taste like shit and chocolate tastes delicious. And it's like, well, guess which one is gonna kill you? Trap you in this recursive function that gets called over and over again. You're fat, okay. what to do about it? Well, I guess I'm gonna eat more because I'm already fat. Plus my fucking back hurts and I don't want to exercise and I look like shit. I want to go outside looking like shit and run. So I just eat more on inside. Drug addiction, same thing. You take it, you get too sleepy, you get addicted. The side effects, you know, you get weaker because you take it and can't live without it anymore. So you're artificially kept alive like a fucking zomboid. You know, I've seen these videos on YouTube where people are like hooked up to a fucking tube and just laying there, and it's like they're still conscious somehow in a vegetative state or whatever. And it's like, well, just kill me at that point, please. Please, please, please. Stop pretending that living is always better than dying. You know. I mean, if there was a clean off button, if I could just walk in, just walk, just slowly lose consciousness, that would be great. But, I don't want to do the hard labor, you know. It's just difficult because you hold on to your delusions. I'm not done yet, I have things to do, maybe so. But it's so difficult to get hold of anything that won't get a hold of you. You know? So get a hold of anything. Don't come near me, I have bipolar 1. I think. So, yeah. Free will, free will. Why do we suppose that just because it's free it's good? Stupid. Just because an apple is free doesn't mean it's sweet. Maybe it shouldn't be free. Why should it be free? And this homeless couple that used to come up to me, they always hustle me for money. And I always feel bad and I give them money. Not even coins, paper money. I ran into them a while ago and they said, well, I haven't seen you in a while. That's because I was ducking them. But finally they found me out, came upon me, and I gave them money. And my dad said, this guy, he drank he drank away all his money. That's why he's homeless. And I shouldn't feel pity for them, and I'm not a charity, so don't feel bad about it, And it's like, yeah, but I feel so badly about it. I want to help them. Anyhow. Even if they drink it away, what am I supposed to do? Society, as long as I'm part of society, I'm responsible for other people's pain and suffering. Right? I'm responsible in the same way that the rain is responsible for wetness. The rain is responsible for how the vegetation ends up doing, the sun. It's all interconnected, man. It's all interconnected. It's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. You keep pushing the wheel, it keeps turning. And it, runs over the other fella. Grinds him up. And you think it's okay just because you got, You drew the luckier end of the stick. You drew the lucky roo. You have luck, luck, luck. It's all luck. Chance. It's all about the conditions under which you grow up and your genetic predispositions. And those get triggered and triggered and triggered. And then you blame them. Oh God, it's his fault. Drunk away all his problems, all this his fault bullshit, whining. You know, what a pile of shit. It's personal responsibility to take care of other people, not to blame them and not do anything for them. That's not personal responsibility. You're part and parcel of the game, especially if you're like me and you're trying to make up for the bad things that you've done. And I mean, just think about all the horrible things that you've done in your life. Just really be honest about it. So most people, I think, don't spend any time. They're distracted. Just really think about all the fucked up shit that you've done, the bullying, the lies, or whatever violence you've engaged in. And then you pretend you don't have to make up for it. You can just keep doing what you're doing, not owing anything to anybody. Come on, man. You owe it to them, but at the same time, you don't want to participate, because by participating, you just keep churning out the next. So you're caught in a double bind. Should I help or should I not? Should I just quit and not participate, or do something and participate, but somehow without turning society's wheel? Well, it's pretty much impossible, right? You look at someone and think, oh, maybe this guy is better off alcoholic and dead, because if he gets his life back together, he will, make a family, and he will have 4 fucking kids. So hell no. He will just reproduce the problem, giving them his fucking alcoholic genes. If you don't help him, then you're an asshole. What are you to do? Everything you do is the wrong fucking step. Right? If you don't give people pain and suffering, if I haven't suffered through all the things that I've suffered through, I would have no character. I would have nothing to rely on, to support me, to move forward, to reach back to. In fact, I almost wanted more pain, more suffering. I wanted to experience every terrible thing I can imagine, just so I know what it's like. Just so I can have experienced it and can write about it and think about it. Then it's going too far. Now I'm enjoying my pain. I'm enjoying my suffering. I don't know how to quit. That's the only enjoyment I get. Pretty much. Optimism brings me no solace whatsoever. If I say, oh, but nonetheless, it's good. Despite all. Well, that felt good just now. Maybe it feels good after all. Life is good. Life is happy. Life is okay. Nah. It's only good if it's melancholic. You say, oh yeah, I've suffered, but it is what it is. That feels good. That resignation to your fate feels good. Whatever that is, pessimism or optimism, feels good. I only have 1 minute left of storage, and also the phone will die. So you can just wonder what you do in your last minute. I think I will just look at the sky. There's nothing else to do. I'll show you. So you can too look at the sky. There are happy moments. Savor it. Return to it. Just keep playing the game and see what happens. God knows. You have no choice but to be a player in a stupid game.